to share these identities. Come on down, Bob.
Oh, you want to use that? Let me use that. I just set up my thing. Hold on. I need coffee. Everybody needs coffee. Hi, my name is Bob Nguyen. I'm currently a fellow in Izmir, Turkey. This is going to be my 5th year working in the Turkish context. I'm going to go quickly through this because I wanted to do the full presentation. I wanted you to experience it. So if you have questions, there's going to be questions at the end of this. So write down your questions and let's get started. Okay. This was inspired by another fellow. I'm going to give a shout out to Mike Bailey. I learned this in Estonia, and I kind of took it with me, and I adapted it. Okay, so this question of where are you from is kind of triggers me. There's many answers to this, and what is from, lots of things growing up. But yeah, so it's difficult for many of us, right? And I don't think it's one story. It's not one narrative that we can ever talk about. So I'm going to go through my silent self-introduction quickly. What I want you to do is write down any key words that you see. So either of the screens, don't look at me. You're going to focus on the screens. Any key words, places, nouns, blah, blah, blah that you have, write it down in your head, on your phone, or on a piece of paper. Okay? And I'm going to begin, and I'm not going to talk. All right, so think about the stories, the values, and if you're still writing, continue to write. And I usually do this a lot slower. In the sake of time, I'm just going as quickly through this as possible. What I want you to do now is if you pull out your phone, do the QR code, go to this Mentimeter word cloud, and then I'm going to give you 2 minutes and to write down as many words as you can. So there's going to be 5 that, press submit, and then you can resubmit. Okay, so write as many as you can, and this will be kind of the retelling of my story. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. 1 minute. Yes. Oh my God, you guys are fast. Huh. I mean, I wasn't expecting much from fellows, but. Yeah. Can you guys see that? All right. So I see a lot of Vietnam. So this is a word cloud, okay? And I think the really nice thing about this silent self-introduction is you don't do any talking. And you let the students these words come out, right? You can use this for other activities where you want to kind of build keywords, build vocabulary. You can save this as a PDF. I'll send this out so everybody can see this and kind of get this thing, but this is amazing. This is probably the best I've ever seen. So this is why you were accepted, into this program again. Great job, everybody. All right, let me get back to this. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're almost done. So why do I do this? I think I do this because whenever I walk into a room, people have their expectation about me based on the way I look, the way I sound, maybe how young they think I am. I think that this is my way of kind of setting my standard before I do any activity. So whenever I go into a new institution, if I do conferences that are kind of based on talking about me as a teacher, I think a lot of people don't see me as a a diverse teacher from different backgrounds with a lot of experiences in different countries. And so kind of setting this expectation without having to talk about it, explain. I think it would take 30 minutes to talk about everything and you guys would have more questions. But yeah, and I think pictures do tell a fuller story. And this is an opportunity for any photographers out there, or anybody who's, has a collection of photos to share these images. Even if you don't have a lot of diversity in your life, I think including friends, colleagues, things like that, to kind of just show the diversity of America. I think it really saves presenters' energies and time. You can do this over and over again. And I want to make a testament to the power of the silence in the room. I mean, the entire room was focused on an activity, and I think that's what kind of having multimodal presentation, using visuals, helps students to kind of just focus on these images. I think it promotes critical thinking, okay? I think we can ask more questions, and if we had more time, we could go back, right? I could go through these, people could ask questions about any of these pictures, they can bring up those questions. It's active instead of just listening, right? This is a very active method, and it generates a lot of questions, multimodal and easily adaptable, okay? And yeah, this is something for me that I can show my kind of diverse life and background without having to explain everything. That took about 5 minutes, right? You can slow it down, you can speed it up. I think there's other alternatives as well, not just doing the silent self-introduction. I like to change the production part sometimes to a timeline, so to make it more difficult, having students using Padlet and moving around things on a timeline to see when, Mr. Bob was in Japan and when he was in Ethiopia. So they call me Mr. Bob, yeah. You can kind of do a teacher hot seat game after this where they're asking you questions. So, beginning your class teaching. I've done it as a Kahoots, where I didn't tell them anything about me and I just had them randomly answer questions, and then they got the results, and somebody got 100%, wonderful. Good job. You can do this as a Jeopardy style quiz as well. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. I guess that QR code's to my COP, so if you wanna follow me, you can do that. But thank you.